All right, this is Freedom Reigns electric guitar 2, the lead guitar in the key. Excuse me, in the key of E. Um, so there's some lead parts, and then there's a few chords and swell parts as well. So we'll just go over the first lead, which is like the main lead. It's the intro lead. It starts on the G string on the 9th fret, and then it goes up to the 12th on the B, and then down to the 9th on the B, and then you hit the 11th on the G twice, and then back up to the B on the 9th. So. Then you do that again. And then the next little phrase is going to be, you're going to slide down to the 8th on the G, and then back up to the same 12 on the B, and then 14 on the B, you'll slide up to it, and then back down to the 9th on the B, and then the same thing. And then the last phrase is going to be 11th on the D. So you'll hit the 11th on the D, and then back to the 9th on the B, and then back to the 11th on the D. And that'll be it. And so then you'll go for the first half of the first verse. I guess I'll just play that all together real quick. You're out for the first half of the verse. Now the second half of the verse, you'll come in with some swells, so you'll just do, it's just the chords, right? So an E. What I would do, it's easiest and fills in a good amount of space, is just do power chords, so an E power chord. If you don't know power chords, it's just a first finger, and then I do it with the ring finger and the pinky, but it'll be the whatever fret, and then you skip a fret, so, and the next two are on that next fret. It's a power chord. So for an E, you're going to do 7, 9, 9 on the A, D, and G strings. And then for the C sharp, you'll stay on those strings. So C sharp minor, you're going to move down to the 4th fret, and then B is the 2nd fret. And then in A, you'll just do open 2, 2. And for all of those, you're doing a power chord, but then you're also hitting the bottom strings and letting them ring as open strings. So let's ring. Right? So second half of the verse, you'll swell on those. Make sure you have a good amount of reverb and delay so that carries over like that. So like I can back off the volume pedal and it's still going. That'll help you transition to the next chord without it being a weird empty space. So you do that for the second half of verse 1 and entirely verse 2, you'll do that. And then you've got these little patterns in verse 2. Little lead patterns. So the first one is, it's going to be on the 9th fret on the D and B string. And if you give it a little flourish by sliding up to the D string, right, it sounds a little bit better than just going. And then you'll just play the C sharp really lightly. And then you've got, sorry. So you'll do there you're gonna do a full B bar chord, so you're gonna, I guess you don't have to. The notes that you need to hit are 2nd fret on the A, as a pickup note, and then 4 and 4 on the B and the G. That's just that's just notes in that B chord, right? And then your next line is, so that's a slide from 4 to 6 on D, and then 4 on the G, and then you just slide up to 6 on the G to finish it. So after the and really dig in and give it that kind of twangy thing, and then you do the same thing to start, and then the C sharp, whichever form of it you want to do, and then instead of doing that line, you're going to be doing, we'll hit those two real quick. That's a 4 and a 5 on the G and the B respectively. So, and you come down and hit the A, and you kind of build up on the A. So, and now you get to the first chorus. So you've got you're going to be doing these high chords, like triad chords. So it's all going to be on the top 3 strings. So the first chord is going to be 9, 12, 12 on the top 3 strings. So, and you've got this dotted strumming pattern the whole time. I'll show you. So that's the first chord. They do like some suspensions and stuff that are pretty cool if you want to throw in those. So like the first time it goes. So that's dropping it to 9, 12, 11. You don't have to do it, but it sounds cool. And then the second chord is just the same chord. That's that over the minor. Right? And then the suspension there, they slide up to 11, 12, 12. To transition into this next chord, which is just a D, like you're doing a D, but it's up here, so it's 11, 12, 11. You can lay your pinky down if you want. And then your fourth one is going to be 9, 10, 12. Just do that again. Once you're out of that, so it's your lead from before. The only difference is you're playing just straight eighth notes there. That'll be the instrumental. And then we're going to go back into a chorus. We're going to go back to a chorus, but you're going to keep doing that. You're going to keep doing that thing. So during the if you have a boost during the actual instrumental, you can boost it to make it louder because it's the focus. But then the singing is going to come back in, so you'll need to turn that off if you have it on. But then you just keep doing it. And then you really kind of have some options. You can do that over the singing, or you can also do those chords, and you can do sixteenths. If you want to change it up more, and depending on the structure of the song, you could do you may do another chorus or 2 choruses, and then you might do another instrumental. In which case, you would want to ditch. You would want to stop doing it during the choruses, so it stands out more during the instrumental. You really kind of have some options to play around with there. what I'll do is I'll just play it. I'll play the instrumental, and then I'll play the 16th notes on the chorus, on the chord things to show you what that's like, and then we'll go back to an instrumental. I'll just go back to an instrumental at the end and do an instrumental, and I'll actually do the instrumental in 16ths. You can do that too. Just to change it up a little bit more there. And then at the end, you can just swell the same chords that you were swelling before. So I'll just play the song in context. I'll play the track without the part in it.
1,
and I'll play the part.
2, 1, 3, 4. Verse.
First half of the verse, we're not playing. We're doing those power chords with the wrong top strings.
Verse. Chorus.
Make sure that your swell is not too slow. Not too fast either. Too fast to sound bad.
Verse.
Real light on that chord.
Verse. Ending.
It's just those same chords for the swells on the way out. So that's it. The one thing that I did forget is that if you're doing, let me stop that click because that's driving me crazy. If you're doing, especially if you're gonna keep doing that lead pattern, if you're gonna do one and then you're gonna keep doing it during the chorus, then what you need to do is, so when you get to the I guess you don't need to, but it sounds really cool. So they do a little bend on that first fret. You're spinning it up to that note. But if you do it slow, it'll add some kind of tension there, and then we'll break it at the next chorus. So what I'll do is I'll do that entire chorus again. For my instrumental, and then I'm going to go into that chorus. So if you're going to do it that way, then you can throw that bend in there to transition between those two parts. It's not necessary, but it sounds really cool. So anyways, that's the song.